Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Joe Valenzuela with Vista Mutual Insurance Services. Let's show you as a consumer how you can get ready for the annual election period. We always get a lot of questions about the annual election period. First of all, you need to know what it is. It is for Medicare Advantage plans. So if you have a Medicare supplement or just original Medicare during this time, or you have another Medicare Advantage plan, during this time, between October 15th and December 7th of every year, you can change, switch, or drop your Medicare Advantage plan. It's what's referred to as the annual election period. Technically, it starts on October 1st. This is when the consumer information is released, and we can talk to you about plans, but we can't enroll you until the 15th of October. And even if we did enroll you right on the 15th of October, you're not going effective on that plan until January 1st of the next year. So this is a huge period for insurance agents like ourselves and like everybody that works with Vista Mutual Insurance Services, because we do about 70 to 80% of our business during this time. So you might imagine we get pretty busy. So this is a video to help you be prepared for how to take advantage of the Medicare Open Enrollment Period, the annual election period, in a very efficient way. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do on day one, or even before day one, because around the end of September, you're going to get a letter that is called an Annual Notice of Change, or ANOC. What this letter states is everything that's changed on your current insurance plan. If a premium has changed, if there's any cost structure changing, if the deductible has gotten more, if a network has changed, this is also inside of your annual notice of change. Now, this document is pretty simple to read, as it has what it was last year and then what it's going to be this year on the other side. So here's what it was, here's what it's turning into. Now, if you read all this and there's very minimal changes or no changes and everything looks fine and you're happy with it, you don't have to do anything. You'll just roll over into that version of the product the first of the next year. But we always say it's important just to take a look. You want to rerun your medications on your current plan as well, just to see if there's been any formulary changes to where you're going to be paying more for your medications. And also, new plans come in all the time. So you'll want to just take a quick comparison to make sure that you're still in the plan that best suits your needs. That's how you can evaluate your current coverage. Evaluating that against other plans that are in the market is where we come in. We can show you a side-by-side comparison, put your medications in, and your doctors tell you whether or not they're covered and how much you'll pay for them. This is another important thing. You're going to need a listing of everything that you would like your insurance person to look up, or if you're doing this by yourself, a listing of everything that you need to look up. This would include all the medications that you're taking, including the frequency and the dosage, because that can make a huge difference. And also be very, very careful when inputting these into any website or Medicare.gov, because you have to be very specific. Grab the bottles of medications that you take, because there could be a small little acronym at the end of the medication that completely changes how much it costs. Or it can be a capsule instead of a tablet, or it can be extended release instead of regular release. And these all have an effect on how much something costs. So make sure you're putting that information as accurately as possible. And then the doctors that you want to continue to see. So if you have a primary care that you just can't live without and you need this doctor, you're not going to choose a plan that doesn't have them, then we need to choose a plan that has that doctor. So we just need a listing of those things. Now, you don't have to provide us with this, but it's good to have it so that we can look them up for you and there's no questions or ambiguity about what your coverage covers. You'll also want to understand that agents, there are different types of agents in the world. Our agents are licensed independent agents. So they have contracts with us, and they also have contracts through all of the major and most of the minor insurance companies, meaning we're a one-stop shop. You can come to us, you can compare all of your options, and then pick the one that most benefits you. There are things called captive agents, where they only work for one insurance carrier. And if you set up an appointment with one of them, they're only going to talk to you about one insurance carrier. And if you did it that way, you'd have to set up an appointment with each captive agent and then not really get a true side-by-side comparison at the time. So know what kind of agent you're talking to. And you can ask them, are you an independent agent? Do you represent multiple companies or you just represent one? And then in that too, you'll also want to ask them about their licensing, their appointments, and their certifications. Being appointed means that you're appointed in a state to sell an insurance company's plan. You can actually go on the Department of Insurance website, and this information isn't updated as much as it should be, but for the most part it is, and you can look at somebody's license. It'll show you whether or not they're active. It'll show you whether or not they've completed their continuing education, and it'll show you whether or not they're appointed by an insurance company. Now again, it's not 100% accurate, but it's pretty accurate. So ask your insurance agent, are you licensed and certified? Can you show me? We all carry around our licenses, and I even carry around my certification certificates to show you that I'm certified for this year. We just want to make sure that you're sitting down with someone that knows what they're talking about. When you're exploring your options, it is really important to take a side-by-side comparison at all the benefits, but make sure that you're focusing on the ones that you know that you're going to have to do. If you go to your specialist 7-8 times a year, you're going to want to choose a plan that has the lowest possible specialist copay. At the same time, that plan may have a higher hospital copay than the other one, but which one do we know you're going to do? And also, which one makes you feel more comfortable? Even paying that higher specialist fee, if it makes you feel more comfortable to pay a lower hospital fee if that happens, that could be something that you have to evaluate. Insurance is a very unique and individualized thing, especially in the Medicare world, and it really doesn't make sense to compare your situation versus another one because we're all so unique. So that, plan that your neighbor has that he says really great things about, it could be good for you. We have to sit down and evaluate that and see if it is, though. So when comparing your options, it's imperative that you know what you're doing or you're talking to someone that knows what they're doing so they can map out the scenarios for you, map out the worst case, the best case, what you did last year, map out all of your medications, show you that your doctors are covered. If you are the type of person that wants to go see doctors in other states, maybe a PPO option is better for you. So sitting down with someone like us that have been doing this for decades that can give you this information for no cost to you is a really good option for you. So keep it in mind. Now, you also have to keep in mind the role of marketing and branding. Meaning, when we watch a commercial about a fast food restaurant and we see that nice big burger that they plop down and it looks so appetizing, we kind of know that when we go in, that burger's not going to look the same. And the same thing is true for every piece of advertising that you're going to get in branding. They're going to tell you that they are the best thing in the world without specifically telling you that. As in the Medicare space, we can't even use the word best. But there are marketing techniques, psychological tactics that every company uses or every person that's marketing anything uses to make you think that they are the only option. Be aware of this. Know that yes, there are some good things about this company and some good things about this one. There are some bad things about them too. And it really just comes down to what makes you most comfortable and what benefits fit your unique needs in that situation. And to also remember that this is an ongoing thing. We're going to reevaluate your coverage every single year because not only do plans change, but your situation changes too, right? And you have to think about that when you're going into the annual election period. Has my situation changed from my previous years? Maybe I didn't have anything and I was with the lowest costing plan because I just didn't see value in paying for something that I wasn't using. And now I have multiple cancer treatments or dialysis that I need, and I need a higher form of coverage. We have to think about that. Have to evaluate that and then sit down with someone that can really compare those options for you in a very succinct, full disclosure kind of way. Now, I don't want to scare you in the sense that these companies are just saying things that aren't true. There's a lot of regulations that are going on, but things that we've seen in the past are, marketing benefits that are not necessarily in a market, where they'll say plans can cost as low as $0, knowing that in your county there's no zero premium plans from that company. Now they're trying to get better at this. CMS has introduced some new regulations that state that that can't happen this year, except for national campaigns. So it's still going to happen. But there's rules and regulations to make this all a little bit better. So to wrap everything up for you, if you want to be prepared for this AEP, first of all, understand what it is. It's the enrollment period to enroll in Medicare Advantage for anyone that has Medicare. Make sure you have a list of everything you need to make a proper evaluation, your medications, your doctors, the facilities that you use. Make sure that you understand insurance agents, if they're captive or independent. Also, if they're licensed, appointed, and certified. Understand the marketing is a psychological tactic, and not everything that's being said is going to be as good as they make it. And then also understand how to use an insurance agent like Vista Mutual Insurance Services in order to compare all these options so that you don't have to be an expert. You just have to know a little bit about what you want, and then we can be the expert for you. For Vista Mutual Insurance Services, this is Joe Valenzuela. Please like, share, and please comment on this video. We love your comments. We want to answer your questions. You can direct message us if you think the question is not good for a comment, but please engage with our content so that we can continue to bring it to you. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.